No, I stopped it on accident.
No worries. Is it back on?
Yep.
So at Mathnasium, we do not teach the multiplication table the way schools usually do. Some schools do, but to a certain extent. Because here we have a one-on-one program, unlike the schools where the teacher has multiple students. So we can go at the student's pace, unlike at school where it's like a moving train that doesn't slow down for anybody. That's why the teachers at schools usually rely on memorization to brainwash the whole classroom at once. So like they use a lot of flashcards and things like that. But math is about logic, so it should never be about using memorization. So we don't use any memorization whatsoever at Mathnasium, whether it's multiplication table or not. Not to mention memorization. I don't know about you. I hated it because I feel like it's boring and torturous. So that's another reason we stay away from it. But also, more importantly, memorization fails us sooner or later because if you don't practice, you forget. So many reasons we stay away from it here, and we replace it with math strategies instead. That way, he remembers this for the rest of his life instead of for the next test. For example, when he gets a packet about the eighths, he's going to learn that it's similar to the fours and similar to the twos, because 4 is doubling twice and 8 is like doubling 3 times. And now he's going to start making a connection between the numbers and creating math sense between them. And now when we ask him, for example, what's 8 times 7? He may say, I think it's 56, let me check. And then he will double 7 3 times. Oh yeah, it is 56. So now he will have like a verification strategy instead of relying on memorization as a plan A and then have like sometimes panic moments during tests or something. The nines, he's gonna learn to get to them from the tens by subtracting 1, since he already mastered the tens. I'll give you one last example about the 12s. He's gonna learn 3 strategies about the 12s. How he get to them from the 11s by adding 1, from the 10s by adding a double, and from the 6s by doubling it. And that's when math will become fun, when he has different strategies in his toolbox to choose from. He will pick the one he feels more comfortable with, and that's how we do it at Mathnasium. Like, I don't know my 12s. I use one of those 3 strategies. It gives me the answer correctly every time within 5 seconds. So why torture myself and start memorizing my 12s? I never will. So that's how we do it. Make sense?
Yep.
The bottom row is about division facts. He knows flipping multiplication gives him division. That's why it is mastered. Even if he had gaps in here, I'm actually not surprised he mastered the division part, because if you think about it, division is easier than multiplication, because we start by giving the student the big number and we ask him to find the smaller one, versus in multiplication we give him the small and ask him to get the big one. So if you know what you're doing, division should be easier, and it is the case for Tommy. So it's nice to see that kind of critical thinking stuff. That's the story of the multiplication table, and that's why we do it, so we can ask more questions and identify gaps that we couldn't do just with 2 questions at first assessment. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Any questions about the results?
Nope.